Hello, my dear Sun, Moon, and Rising sign Scorpios. I am Michaela. Welcome to my astrology channel called Todayenergy, and this is your monthly forecast for June. And June promises to be way calmer, slower, peaceful, let's say, than the previous 2 months, because we were experiencing, and especially you were in the eye of the storm of the spring eclipses, as there were on the axis Scorpio Taurus. For all fixed signs, it wasn't probably the most peaceful time, but now the universe gives us a chance to integrate those feelings, emotions, realizations, insights and changes into our life by giving us 3 retrograde planets. In June, these planets, they station to go retrograde, so still the attention is towards them and their topics. So let's see what this means for you. Dear Scorpios, we start the month with this fiery, expansive conjunction of Jupiter and Mars in Aries. That's your 6th house. So wow, how much passion and joy and optimism and faith in yourself you have regarding your work, your duties, your daily responsibilities and health. But at the same time, this late May, beginning of June conjunction is squared by Lilith in Cancer. Now, Lilith is a tricky point on the sky. Black Moon Lilith is called, and it means manipulations, it means wrongly perceived and understood information. So before Lilith was transiting Gemini, like 1 month ago, it moved into Cancer. So from news fakes, we come into emotional tantrums and overreactions, being too sensitive, and Lilith is in your 9th house now. So here I would advise you to be careful, first of all, for your own reputation, because if you share too much, possibly too emotionally, if you get, for example, let's say too full of yourself with such fiery conjunction, and Mars is your ruler, your traditional ruler, in conjunction with the Jupiter, is like, I'm unstoppable, I'm the hero, I want to save the world, and this is great. But remember, Lilith, it's about falling into traps, being over either too childish or too sensitive or too naive, something like that. So, just be careful with your own knowledge and reputation. Be careful with some untrustworthy, I would say, teachers, gurus, not to fall for someone who is a false guru. And yeah, you might feel a bit more oversensitive, possibly because of some attacks, because of your nationality, language, culture, something like this regarding, I would say, worldview, principles, religion, culture, and so on. That might be a sensitive topic for you for the next 9 months. On the 3rd, Mercury stations to go direct at 26 degrees of Taurus. That's your 7th house, and you will feel it the most if your ascendant-descendant line is around these degrees. Now, Mercury, it's about mind and communication. So, of course, 2nd, 3rd, 4th of June, there might be misunderstandings. There might be like slower thinking and perception. But also, here we talk about 7th house, so communication with others. I wouldn't sign those days any documents, papers, strike any deals or agreements. And as well, Mercury rules your 8th and 11th house. So yeah, be careful with group projects, friendly discussions, don't overshare, there might be misunderstandings. As well, I wouldn't do any financial operations, investments, dealing with taxes, or discussing important matters with your personal private partner. Something regarding, I don't know, family resources, shared finances, shared property, and so on. But the good news is that after the 4th of June, Mercury starts going direct, free, quick, faster and faster with every day. It leaves its retrograde shadow on the 18th, even better for all these mentioned topics: negotiations, relationships, friendships, group project, internet, social medias. You might still check on my channel here my video dedicated especially to this retrograde Mercury for more insights about it. On the 5th, Saturn stations to go retrograde. Saturn is a bit further social planet, it's slower, so you see while Mercury retrograde Mercury stationing, we feel around 3 days. Then Saturn stationing, we feel around 10 days, so kind of the last days of May, first 10 days of June. In the public space, it can be about elderly people, laws, pensions, government, politicians, prohibitions, restrictions, laws, constructions, property. But in your case, well, Saturn rules 3rd and 4th house and retrogrades in 4th house. So in those first days of June, the focus will be on this Saturnian topic. So your friends, your environment, your communication, your vehicle, your family, parents with whom you live, where you live. Maybe it's about relocation or residence, place of living, nationality, and Saturn is a very serious planet, so he wants your serious attitude, you taking responsibility, possibly for some elderly people, for your home. Maybe you're literally doing a renovation of your home. Maybe you are repairing your car, or you're selling car, or buying a second one, older car. Saturn usually shrinks your possibilities. He wants to get rid of everything superficial and leave only the real deal, the essence. It's also about studying and courses and trading and online activities. So maybe Saturn will ask you to rethink, reassess while it's retrograde for 4 months and a half, your website, your page. Maybe now it's time to think. If you have a business, it's about trading, it's about some manual work. Maybe you do something with your hands and you want to sell it. Well, you have to take it very seriously, maybe consulting lawyers, making a good looking page, and so on. Saturn is about obeying the rules, hard work. You might feel super a lot of responsibilities, 4th house, especially for your home and family. But it's needed to grow up, to be emotionally mature, to be responsible. There might be some restructures, relocation, while repairment work, trial and error, while Saturn is retrograde. But don't worry, after the 22nd of October, Saturn goes again direct. So after that day, we will feel already much stronger, empowered, sure in ourselves, because now there might be this feeling of insecurity, being lost, not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Saturn is a bit heavy, dark planet, pessimistic, frankly said. But it will go way better after it moves again direct, and it will. What I love about Saturn, he can give us great rewards, but those rewards are not falling from the sky like with Jupiter, and not super chaotic and you don't know what to do with it, like winning a lottery, for example. No, Saturn is receiving your raise of salary or of working position due to your own efforts. So it's tangible, it's real, you work for it, and you can do even more next time. On the 12th, Venus, the planet ruling your partners, conjuncts Uranus in your 7th house in Taurus. So expect surprises, maybe nervous outbreaks, maybe rebellious moods from your partners, or maybe it's time to refresh your partnership, introduce something new, something interesting, exciting into your partnerships. Maybe you're partnering with people who are IT specialists or who are astrologers. Maybe they give you consultation, or you are the consultant who advises others. Because Venus rules also your 12th house, you might meet suddenly someone from faraway lands, from exotic cultures. There might be news from such places and people, foreigners. On the 13th, Mercury. Oh, also, I forgot to mention that this event of Venus conjuncting Uranus on the 12th might echo the eclipse from the 30th of April. So there might be just some update on those events for you. On the 13th, Mercury, already direct, he was last retrograde in Taurus, goes again back into its home sign, Gemini. Mercury will be here till the 5th of July. That's your 8th house. So a lot of negotiations, talks about money, finances, some financial support for you, shared resources, your partner's income, deals for loans, credit, possibly also discussing a lot of things with your psychologist or your astrologer. Kind of this talking out your internal emotions and feelings. And also maybe some discussion about getting pregnant. On the 14th, we have a full moon at 23 degrees of Sagittarius, and that's your 2nd house. So full moon, of course, brings some culmination, some rewards. It might be, most probably will be a financial reward, paying off your salary. Maybe you buy yourself something nice, important, luxurious you always wanted to buy. Maybe you're ending some work project. Maybe the full moon illuminates the topic of your self-esteem, of your health, your body, your nutrition habits. But be careful, because this full moon is squared by Neptune in your 5th house. Again, Neptune puts the pink glasses. It knows no boundaries, no borders. It's like a mist, a fog, over idealization. So you might like something in the shop, but Neptune is like just dreams and illusions, so you might spend too much. And especially because he is in your 5th house now, so it's about something you love doing, your hobby, something that is passion of yours. It's a person who is your passion. It's your romantic partner, and also it's your children, 5th house. So maybe you will be overworking or overspending for your kids' desires and wishes. Don't spoil them too much. Maybe it's about your inner child. So it's kind of, you always wanted I don't know, a pink Barbie car, and now you are totally into buying a pink Ferrari, for example, something like that. So just be thoughtful, it's fine to treat yourself well, to have this good self-esteem, but Neptune might distort your vision on yourself, right? Or on your loved people around you. But on the other hand, if your business, 5th house, business, hobby, it's about art or esoterics, then those things might bring you income. On the 21st, the sun goes into Cancer. That's your 9th house. So sun is our vitality and ambitions and focus. So for about a month, your focus will be on your studies, on your self-expression, on acquiring knowledge, travels, and possibly legal matters. The same day, Venus trines Pluto, which is a great, powerful day for your partners, for possibly deals, documents, travels. Also maybe a great day for, traveling with your partner, whether a business partner or a private one, going somewhere on a trip. With the private partners, of course, there might be a chance for great depth of emotions and passion. But it's good also for deals, profitable deals for you. On the 23rd, Venus goes into Gemini and she will stay there till the 18th of July. And since Venus is your partners and the signs through which she transits are like the social masks that your partners are putting, kind of their behavior, so they become a bit more curious and chatty, sociable, willing to travel, to go to exhibitions, to study, learn, and so on. And on the other hand, that's your 8th house, so Venus brings a lot of love and desire into our intimate space. Venus brings financial possibilities for support, money support, financial support from other people and institutions, and of course, pregnancy. And lovely work, pleasant work with psychology or esoterics. On the 28th, Neptune stations to go retrograde in Pisces, that's your 5th house. We already talked about Neptune. This time, Neptunian topics will be on in the public space for at least 2 weeks around this date. So last weeks of June, first weeks of July. In the public space, it's about media, scandals, Hollywood, actors. It's about marine biology, ecology, environment issues, liquids, alcohol, drugs, health care, viruses. Also, it's about petrol and gas, this liquid fuels, you know. But in your case, we're talking about emphasis on your 5th house, on your self-expression. It's great if you're an actor or you have this public persona, you're on a stage, or you're an artist, you write poetry or you paint, or you're a blogger or working in a media, then there is a big focus and on this Neptunian topics which you do for fun, for pleasure, but also possibly for money. Maybe, again, it's boosting such business of yours. But of course, also a lot of romantic feelings, experiences, traveling near the sea, near the ocean, with your partner, spending great time with your kids. But on the other hand, again, be careful with pink glasses, not to over idealize your partner, not to maybe overspend money on your wants and just for pleasure, for fun, you know, because there is not, how do we say in my language, that too much good is not good. So yeah. Oh, by the way, really about fertility, it's a fertile time because Neptune is about, you know, liquids, the womb, pregnancy. So yeah, and 5th house is about children as well. On the 29th, we have a new moon at 7 degrees of Cancer. That's your 9th house, so there is a possibility to enroll for new course, to start planning a new journey, travel, to become an expert, to meet a teacher, a guru. But this new moon is conjunct Lilith, so again, be careful not to fall for a sect, for a false guru, not to be over emotional because of people you generally perceive as important people and teachers to whom you trust. Double check information about travels and mind your reputation. And this new moon squares Jupiter in 6th house. So again, it might be great time for professional advancement, for finally publishing, writing, speaking out, becoming demanded in whatever field you are working, gaining popularity, but depends on which cost, right? Popularity can be positive, but also can be negative. And yeah, Jupiter in 6th house can talk about health issues and about work matters. So you might just overwork yourself. Maybe you will feel very tired, and from then on as well, quite emotional and keen to express your emotions outwardly. But again, like, be careful in front of whom you do that and with whom you share it. So dear Scorpios, that's how June looks like. A bit of fireworks at the beginning and of the end of the month because of Lilith in Cancer and the square with Jupiter. So a bit over the top could be emotions, but I know you are very reasonable and you can have this great poker face actually. Of course, it's also important not to suffocate your emotions because Saturn might do that. Saturn 4th house. Don't Also with Saturn in 4th house and 3rd is important to establish your personal boundaries. I forgot to mention that with your relatives, with your family members, your neighbors. So stop obeying them, stop asking them for their opinions, stop allowing them to invade your personal space. Yeah, 4th house is my sanctuary, my home, my feelings, emotions. 3rd house, it's about sharing and receiving information. So Saturn might ask you to be careful how much and with whom do you communicate and share. So there is a need of a balance, right? Not to be over isolated and not to be like invading other people's space with your personal knowledge and opinion. So something like that. Not to over sacrifice. Neptune in 5th house. You don't have to sacrifice for your children, for your hobby, for your business, for your business or personal partners. Okay, Scorpio? So thank you for liking, watching, sharing my videos and for subscribing for my channel. That's really stimulating and helpful for me. Have a lovely June and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.